All right, Travel Bosses, we are live in the Travel Boss Lifestyle Secrets Facebook group. How are we doing, everybody? I'm super excited for today's virtual coffee meetup. We got some awesome things that are happening in today's meetup, guys. If you guys, for starters, if you guys have not got your coffee or your iced coffee or your chai latte or your mocha frappuccino or your tea or whatever, go grab it. I've got I could say like a whiskey sort of wine glass on the rocks. I got some black coffee with a splash, just a splash of vanilla creamer. So if you haven't got your coffee, guys, actually go get one right now. Go get something to drink, okay? I promise you it's worth it. And so you guys want to be in the element with us, right? You guys want to be within it, even though we're not actually together. We're here virtually. And so, guys, if you can see, there is a link. It says streamyard.com/Facebook. Click on that. So that means you can actually see the comments. I'll be able to see the comments too. And I'm bringing on a phenomenal guest speaker. You guys might know her as my wife. You guys might know her as the travel goddess. You might be a part of the Travel Sage Facebook group right now, or soon to be her Travel Goddess Facebook group. She is a Wonder Woman. She is a boss. She is someone that's so powerful that has majorly influenced my life since her actually becoming part of me, part of my life, right? And just a little story here, guys, while we're on the subject of my beautiful wife. Around nearly 4 years ago, it'd be 4 years October, I was traveling America, and my wife and I are actually part of a VIP invite-only travel club. And in Australia, I actually had some Thailand friends that couldn't make this trip in Las Vegas. And this was a curated trip. And they said, "Would you like the trip, Nick? I can't make it. Can you go so I can keep my money and you can just pay me later on?" I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm in. Let's do it. So I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going, but I went to Las Vegas, right? And this was a curated trip with the travel club, and this was like at the Caesar's Palace, 4 days, 3 nights. We had champagne on arrival. We took over the Dre's nightclub in the evening. We took over the Dre's nightclub pool area and had a massive pool party during the day. It was all this food and all this drink. We had a big welcome party. There was over 500 people on this trip. All right, my wife, that was not my wife at the time, and nor did I know, also booked this trip in Madison, Wisconsin. And out of the whole time we were there, out of the 500 people that were there on that trip, somehow we met. And it wasn't at the pool party. It wasn't at the hotel. It wasn't drinking champagne and eating the nipples and getting our cha-cha going on the dance floor at the welcome party. It was on I believe it was the Thursday evening or the Saturday evening. I'm not quite sure what evening it was, but it was the 28th of October, 2016, at Dre's nightclub dance floor to the song "Get Low." To the windows, to the wall, right? You know that song, right? And that night, guys, I met my beautiful wife. Now, I did not have a clue she was going to even be my girlfriend. But we got along pretty quickly, guys. We met each other. She found out I was Australian. I found out she was Latina from some place called Madison, Wisconsin. I'm like, where the hell is that? And fast forward nearly 4 years later, guys, I'm now married to this beautiful lady. Again, we met in Las Vegas. We've traveled the world together. I proposed to my wife skydiving in Santa Barbara back in 2018. We've traveled to Europe. We've traveled to Israel together. She's been to Australia. She's met my family. I've lived with her family. A lot of things have happened. And actually now, guys, we're in business together. And, I'm going to actually bring her on in a split second. And she's going to share with you guys, why to be in business for yourself as a woman and how powerfully unique that is in today's age. And then we're also going to, bounce things off as a couple and talk to you guys how being in business with your significant other, how to actually validate each other, make each other feel good and feel validated when being in business for each other. And we're going to go over a couple of other things, a bit of yin, bit of yang, right? And I'm super excited to bring her on. So please bring get the applause going, get your cheers going with your coffee, with your iced coffee. Please bring a warm welcome to my wife, my beautiful travel goddess, Mrs. Monica Kicaj. I'm going to bring her on right now. One second, guys.
What's up, world? Hey, babe.
Hey.
Funny quarantine life, right, guys? We're in the same room. You wouldn't even know. So I'm super excited to be here. Again, my name is Monica Kicaj, Nick's wife. I'm the travel goddess of the Travel Boss lifestyle business that we have here. I'm pretty much the branding, marketing, systems person behind the beautiful chiseled face of Nick. So I'm the one doing all the branding and the colors and the systems and all of that. And so, yeah, I guess where do we want to start, babe? What do you want me to?
Do you want to mute yourself?
Yep.
And then I'll come back. So, guys, because we're in the same room, look, I'll just show you this, guys. We're in the same room. Like, Monica's there on the couch, and I'm over here on the desk in the little business office. And so we're gonna play a little bit of you mute yourself, I mute myself, that sort of stuff, because it's gonna echo. And so, guys, Mon, babe, my wife, my beautiful queen, just first, share a little bit about yourself. There's a lot of people in this group that may not know you. There's a lot of people that do know you, but just share a little bit about yourself, background, how you got started in business for yourself, where it all started before being in business for yourself, all that sort of stuff. And then we'll get into why being in business for yourself as a woman is so powerfully unique right now. So, guys, I'm gonna give it to Monica.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I guess I'll start back in 2013. That's kind of the beginning of my entrepreneurism journey and business for myself. So, but before that, actually, I'll say, I come from a family, immigrated here from Mexico. It landed somehow in Madison, Wisconsin. And so I've been here my whole life. I'm now 28 years old. And, growing up, love my family. They worked so hard. But growing up, there was, of course, a lot of similar struggles that probably all of us can resonate with, money issues, not being able to have that lifestyle that, of course, maybe I saw other friends of mine have. So for me, love my parents. They worked their butt off, but I didn't really get to travel a lot. This is the Travel Boss Lifestyle Secrets group. I actually didn't really get to travel up until maybe I was 21, 22. Because I was presented an amazing opportunity once in a lifetime, and I decided to actually take action on it. Starting from 2013, over 7 years ago, I started my entrepreneurism journey. I was in school to become a dental hygienist and working as a server. And so if you're currently right now an employee and you're looking at these ways of like how to transition into being your own boss, I feel I was there once. To me, it actually never occurred to me that I would ever be in business for myself, ever. I did not have that vision for myself. It wasn't anything. It just, I believe it was sent from God and fell into my lap. A friend shared with me, a business opportunity. I'm like, sure, I'm open. I was more so just curious and nosy as to what you wanted to tell me about. Didn't think I'd ever be in business for myself. I didn't think I had the skills, the talents, the wherewithal, the money, anything that I could even, create a business. So I just showed up and I was mainly just nosy. But what she had to share with me was a way to travel more for less. Pretty much champagne lifestyle on a beer budget. And at the time, I'm 21 years old. So to me, I already spent my days, you know, on a Saturday and a Friday night spending $100 at the bar. And I'm like, okay, all right. So you're saying I can go to Greece and use that $100 there instead of drinking at the bars here in Wisconsin? Okay. I never really thought of that. And then she also shared a way that I could potentially earn some, you know, extra cash, some extra income. And again, as a dental hygienist and student, and as a dental assistant, and working as a server, I mean, that's 2 jobs, plus I'm going to school. 2 jobs for like 2 people, right, guys? I mean, I didn't have a lot of time on my hands, but I was like, you know what? I've done dumber things and spent my money in dumber ways. Why not start a business for myself? I wasn't shooting for the moon. I wasn't like really thinking too highly of myself. I'm going to be honest, I didn't have much high self-esteem, I guess you would say, back then. I didn't think I was actually capable of what I am today. And so if that's something that you resonate with, just know that I get you. All too often, what we're capable of, someone else can see it far faster than we can see it for ourselves. And so because I got started and I just said yes, I had faith and trust in my friend that she would just kind of show me the tricks, the ropes, and kind of, you know, support me. She did. And because I made the decision when I was 21 years old to be in business for myself, learn some skills, you know, and just personally develop myself. And then, I mean, really, she told me at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? You go on a couple of vacations and you maybe make some money. I'm like, that doesn't sound too bad. I think I'm going to do that, you know? And so I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. And so fast forward, guys, you know, I'm a girl from a small city here in Wisconsin, didn't travel at all, wasn't in business for myself, was in dental hygiene school. I mean, that's the farthest away from being in business for yourself possible. Now, you know, 7 years later, over this course, I've been able to travel all over Europe. Nick and I actually went 3 months overseas to Europe back in, 2016 or 2017, something like that. 2017, we did Spain and Portugal, and we did Sicily, we did Malta, we did the UK and Paris, France. I can't remember where else. We did Budapest, Hungary, and we ended up staying in Israel for a whole month. I've been all over, you know, the Bahamas, and Nick and I mean, I met an Aussie, so by default, I've been able to go to Australia. So Australia was actually one of my top 4 bucket list places I'd ever wanted to go to in my entire life. I had Maui, Hawaii, Australia, Dubai, and Iceland forever. And I actually manifested an Aussie into my life, and boom, we've been able to check that one off the list. And it's just been a blast. I believe when you're open, first of all, when you're praying on something, meditating on something, you want God to show you a sign, and a sign shows up. A lot of us don't even acknowledge it, or we think it should come in a different package. And to me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a big sign. I haven't really actually asked for any of this, but if it's in my life, it has to be for a reason. I've always been a person of faith. So, you know, I'm super thankful for opportunities. Opportunities is a word that might scare a lot of people, but I definitely know the travel boss lifestyle opportunities is a word that we love. Travel, boss, lifestyle. I mean, that just encompasses everything that we have created. And, you know, now as an extension of Travel Boss, we have the Travel Goddess. And this is for the women. Over the years and being an online coach, I've been able to, you know, work one-on-one with men and women. And my heart has just kind of called me to work with the women, because I do believe we are completely different creatures than the men. The men are awesome, but we are different entirely. So I'll leave it there, and then you can kind of ask me some questions. also grab.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Monica will be back in a minute, guys. Just grabbing a quick drink or something. But cool, guys. So you've met my wife, the travel goddess. And while she's there, guys, if you want to hop into her Facebook group, it is right here. You can actually, it's actually a bit.ly link. You can put in this website, bit.ly/travel sage FB group. And you can travel. You can join her travel goddess, her travel sage Facebook group, guys. And I'll obviously share this with you at the end, guys. So you can join her group. If you're a lady, join the group. You will love it. I promise you, you'll love it. Okay, so I know Monica's back, and so, babe, you know, with all the viewers here, either watching us live, and guys, just so you guys know, if you are watching this live right now with us, in the comments, hashtag live for us, and tell us where you're coming in from. If you guys are watching this as a replay, you guys might be seeing this on Facebook in the Facebook group. You might be seeing this on YouTube or another platform. Hashtag replay. Tell us where you're coming in from as well. We love to hear from you guys. And so, babe, I want you to share with all the women out there, all the ladies out there, why now couldn't be more of a perfect time to be in business for yourself as a woman, and how and why that is so powerfully unique. So I'm going to mute myself and take it away, babe.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with the coronavirus pandemic, I believe the whole world, Mother Earth, like I would say, slowed down. It was a screeching halt. I didn't care if you're Puerto Rican, white, black, Asian, 5 years old, or a grandparent. It has affected us in some way. And all too often, I believe everyone through this pandemic has probably realized and has some level of awareness as to maybe some leaks in our life. For one being, a lot of us run on autopilot. We are just go in the hustle and grind, in the gangsta flow, like can't stop, won't stop, get it pretty much. Like we're all just trying to get it going, right? But I believe right now is the time, as far as women, to collaborate, to come together, because we bring this flow, this again, this motherly, you know, taking care of someone that I believe everyone needs right now. We need to feel safe, protected, and as women, we have a lot of superpowers. I believe one of them is our intuition. I mean, it's if you're in a marriage or in a relationship, all too often, not going to say that it's because we want it, but most of the time we're right. If the man is going to say something, the woman says, no, that's probably not what we should do. Most of the time we're right. I mean, can you affirm to that, Nick?
Wow, that all depends. But I don't know, man, you're gonna give it to me here. But 9 out of 10 times, my wife is always right, and I don't know why. Okay, I do not know why. The science behind it, I don't know if it's a science, but women just see the background, the surrounding, the little pieces, and us men, we're just like straight through the middle, baby. That's all I see. Right there. And so, Monica, you're right, babe. You're right. Back to you, babe.
And it's not a put down by any means, but just physiologically, in so many ways, the woman was designed a way and the man was created a specific way. We are yin and yang. Oh, I like this feature. I like that. I'm like, whoa, what just happened? Yes, LaDonna says, we have that panoramic view. We have always been the gatherers and the men have been the hunters, always on the grind. And I believe in this day and age, a lot of us women have actually fell into that hunter trap, where we have to almost act like a man, think like a lady, act like a man kind of thing, right? It's this thing. And I believe women, we will suffer from going down that direction when we start to detach from that feminine essence, what keeps us actually safe and protected and healthy. I mean, we have that. I'm going to say it. We have the menstrual cycle every single month. I mean, it's something that in society is so frowned upon, and like we almost shouldn't talk about it. But it, like, what's wrong with that? It's something that we go through. We have hormones. We have just anatomically, physiologically, we are different, and we have to operate our business in a different way. And it's awesome to have Nick, who is, again, the yang to my yin. So I'm yin, he's yang, and that's actually a balance of energy. There's a law of polarity, and it's needed. I need my husband to be that hunter, and he's in go-getter mode, focus-driven, laser. And sometimes he'll be in gather mode when he's like, oh my God, I gotta, like, whoa, I've been going 1,000 miles a minute. And even Nick needs a break, right, babe? Just nod. Even you need a break, right? And for us women, I mean, when we go, hustle, like, let's get it going, we will run ourselves into the ground. I mean, if I try and compete with my husband at his energy, it just won't, I will ruin myself physically, because we are just different creatures. And as women, we have our intuition is a superpower. We have that innate feeling about things. And as far as being in business for yourself, just studies say women actually over a long period of time are actually statistically tend to be more successful in the long run by actually not having these high risk moments where they're just making these decisions. Like men are in hunter mode. They're like firing things off. And of course, I mean, it's not in a lot of businesses, men tend to be like the top income earners. But at the same time, us women, I don't have kids, but I know eventually I'll have kids. And where does the roles, of taking care of the kids and taking care of the house and everything usually falls on the woman. But I believe, you can be a mom, a wife, an entrepreneur. I like to say a goddesspreneur. All of us females are goddess queens. And you just mix that with an entrepreneurism, and you can be everything you want to be. There's no labels that you're limited to. But it's the time is now, ladies. Oh.
I'm back.
The time is now, ladies, for us to step up, rise, because the world needs healing. And us women, we know how to heal. We are there for our men, there for our children, there for our friends, and sometimes before we're even there for ourselves. And I believe in order to heal the world, you actually have to start by healing yourself. And I believe us together collectively, we can empower and heal one another 10 times faster together. So I definitely invite you to join my Travel Sage group. It's the Intuitive Goddess Collective. It's as an intuitive alignment coach, I help women connect with their intuition by igniting their third eye. So if you can kind of see this little sparkle, this is an energy center that's linked to your intuition and to higher states of consciousness that most of the time women can access a lot faster than men. Let's just say that. We have this, and not to say men can't access it. You absolutely have all the tools you can, but women just have this connection that we can tap into that, again, deeper state of consciousness, that we can get to the raw, real truth. We can see that's that vision center. We have a vision, and where men can make a fast decision, a woman can actually look at that same situation and be like, we can make that decision right now, but how is that actually going to affect us in 3 months, 6 months, a year, and be able to actually help one another. So that's something that we'll probably talk about in a little bit, is how Nick and I have actually used our superpowers and try to keep a leveling playing field, this kind of balancing act. It can be hard at times because it's like two lions in a cage, a lioness and a lion in a cage. But when we have, when we come back to our essence, he's a hunter, I'm a gatherer, things actually start to flow a lot better. But as women, I invite you into that group. It's for only women. Sorry, men. It's specific. We get to deep dive and talk about the real stuff that a woman goes through, and how to use that as fuel to help her in her business. I don't believe the menstrual cycle and all the PMS and all these hormones and all those things should keep us from building a business. Sometimes our emotions go up and down and crazy and all around, but I believe there's a lot of tools that I can help you with to really connect and get in alignment and use your intuition to build a business that you love. So, yeah.
All right. Thanks, babe, for sharing that. Hey, just to let everyone know what Monica just said, I'm not sure if you actually heard it, but she was the first one even to speak about this. She mentioned that one day we're going to have kids. You heard it. You heard it, right? You heard it from her, not me. I've been telling her, just to be real, guys, we want kids, baby. But she said it on a live, and you guys were here to witness that. So that's pretty cool, right? Little kid says running around. I want to say hi to Andy, LaDonna, Lawrence, Francisco, Craig, Michaela, for all jumping on the live right now, watching in with us, guys. Hey, welcome. Awesome, guys. So the next little question, babe, I want to ask you. I know you just went over a little bit of a mixture of everything that we're going to talk about anyway. Being in business with your significant other, you just spoke about our special powers, or our, what do they call it? Our magical powers, our pros. I don't know our superpowers, right? Our superpowers. And I remember Monica actually introduced to a mentor. I had a mentor, a woman mentor at the time. When was it? In the year of 2018. And she mentioned to me that my superpower was motivating people, was getting people out of their comfort zone, kicking them off the cliff. Like, you're on the edge of the cliff and you're trying to make a decision. You're trying to take that leap of faith. And I'm like, you got to go all in, or you got to stay behind. And there's your friend, or there's your family member, or there's someone behind you saying that you can't do it. And I'm just like, if someone hired me as their coach, if someone got me on board as their mentor, I would go behind them, kick them right in the back, and throw them off the cliff. I'm like, now go fly, now go swim, now just make it happen. And so, my superpower is motivating people. But babe, as a woman, as a lady, as a travel goddess, I want to mention, what are your superpowers? What are specifically your superpowers? How do you use your superpowers to help women, to help travel goddesses? And maybe can you give a little bit of clarity, a bit of guidance on how the entrepreneurial women out there, how to find their superpower?
Yeah, absolutely. So my superpower, again, is my intuition. It's my ability to connect with my higher self, with my own thoughts, with my truth, with my direction, with my navigation, instead of the rest of the world. So all too often right now in this period, like let's just say with coronavirus, there's opinions left and right from the media, from the politicians, from the government, from your friends, from your parents, everyone firing off information. And I believe my intuition, again, it's that small, still voice. It's that confident voice. It's telling you, okay, I'm going to give you a little push. You actually need to go over here. And it's a certain voice. It's not a confused monkey brain, going all over the place voice. And so my superpower is to be able to recognize my intuition, because when it all what it comes down to is, if you don't connect with your intuition, you will live a life that everyone else wants you to live. So when you, again, for example, if you, let's just say you're in high school and your parents want you to be a doctor. I don't know, it happens, right? And somehow that doesn't resonate with you, but you don't really know how to tell your parents, no, I don't want to do that. Again, this comes through childhood, is these ways of how we've disconnected from our true self. And so taking that same person that's about to make a really massive decision that can change the entire course of their life, if they actually decide to go through with something that doesn't resonate with themselves at all, for one, let's forget about just, there's one part. I mean, the financial investment that goes along with it is one thing, but the time investment is another. I know of plenty of people that Nick and I have worked with that they've done these decisions to, in turn, make someone else happy, to have some type of like, okay, well, I just want them to be proud of me. But at the end of the day, it's not what fulfilled you. It wasn't what was on your heart. So now you're in med school, you're done with med school, you're now practicing, and somehow you find yourself unfulfilled. You maybe had dreams of being a guitarist for a band. I don't freaking know, whatever it was. And now you're 40 years old thinking, wow, what kind of a life have I created for myself? It's because all too often we allow everyone else's influence to oversee our own influence for ourselves. And when you're with yourself 24/7, we're the only person that's with ourselves 24/7. No matter how much I love Nick, how much I spend time with Nick, I'm not with Nick 24/7. Even if we're physically next to each other, I am psychic, and so yes, I can kind of get his vibes, but in terms of mind reading and knowing every little detail there is about Nick, it's highly unlikely. I don't know everything about Nick. There's so much to learn. And so if you're the one person with you 24/7 and you are not listening to you and you are allowing everyone else to override, so to speak, your own desires, your own vision for yourself, your own wants, your own intuition, that's a path down really misery, because you're living for everyone else instead of living for yourself. It is your life. It's one life. And what I do as an intuitive alignment coach is I help you connect to your intuition. That is your superpower, and it can be a superpower, because when you connect with your intuition, you can make amazing decisions for yourself that can help put you on the path of fulfillment, actually, in things that resonate with your life and what you want for yourself, creating that dream lifestyle that you envision for yourself, not what your parents or Aunt Sally has for yourself. It's not that our parents really don't care for us or want us to be happy, but all too often they don't know what really sets our soul on fire, what really makes us happy and fulfilled at the end of the day. Only you do. And even Nick and I, we don't know everything there is to know about one another. I know him pretty well, but I know that there's always a trick up his sleeve, and there's always a trick up my sleeve. And for the rest of the time, we're always going to have to learn about each other. But I urge you that if you have not connected with your intuition and you find yourself making decisions based off of other people, other influences, and that's the thing, having influence is awesome, but also allowing other people to influence you without you checking in with you. Again, that's what I also help you with. It's not only just being teachable and coachable and connecting to your intuition, right? You have to have all of that. You want to connect with your intuition and be able to have discernment for what's the advice that you're actually seeking for. But really, the answers are within. You already have the answers. It's all too often we look outside of ourselves to have validation. And it's, all of us, we're all human. We all sometimes need that. But we literally just cleanse and detox your intuition so that it can, again, start to, it's almost like having a neurotransmitter, and it's firing off a different angle. And so you're not able to make these connections when, boom, we need to sync it and really get that intuition so that you can connect like, whoa, that's what I want to do. That sets my soul on fire. So I believe that's my intuition, is to really connect with myself, and not just myself, but to my higher power. That's God, the universe. That's just means to me, that's one, you know, connecting to Mother Earth, connecting to, again, human beings in general. So yeah, that's what I would say is my superpower, is my intuition.
All right, baby girl. There you go. Fantastic. Thank you so much, babe, for sharing. You know, and like, I know there's a lot of women on this live right now, and maybe you're a woman watching this as a recording. Like, just, you know, I would say just reach out to Monica, guys. If, you know, I promise you guys, Monica is leading the pack of women, a pack of travel goddesses, a pack of entrepreneurial women who want more in life. And if you are a lady, get in her Facebook group, guys. So here again is her Facebook group link. You can type this up on your search bar. We'll actually leave this in the comments as well a little bit later on after today's live stream. If you're watching this from YouTube, it will be in the description below. So make sure you are in there, guys. Monica is providing value daily, weekly, monthly, and giving everything she can to her travel goddesspreneurs. So guys, super lucky to have her in the space. And babe, hey, you know what? Last thing to end this live stream up for virtual coffee. If you haven't got your coffee, go get it quickly, because we're finishing up very soon. So, you know, one of the things, babe, I believe is really, really important, we spoke about before, is with your significant other in business, is actually that is a little bit difficult at times, is validating each other, is actually, I'm going to validate you in what you do, and you're going to validate me in what I do, and we're going to appreciate each other. We're going to understand each other. We're going to thank each other. And, you know, there's sometimes that we may not agree with each other, and we have a little bit of a couple misfits, and there's some little little bit of growling, right? But babe, I know that you are a pro on this more than I. And for anyone who's in business for themselves and in business with their significant other, and if you're not, you might be one day. So this is just a really key point that I want Monica just to share with you guys in validating each other, definitely when in business for each other, but also just in your relationship. So take it away, babe.
Yeah, well, I would say being in business for ourselves, I would say, is just an extension of our marriage. I mean, it's really the same way I look at it, is when you're in business with your partner, that's a marriage. You treat it exactly like you would your marriage. And let's define, like, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can treat a marriage. I'll just say my perspective on marriage is, of course, equality, right? We're all, I believe Nick, you know, really takes us the long distance, the marathons, and I'm like, how do you want to go there? It's going to take years. But he has this vision that he just knows he doesn't need a plan. He's just about implementing and taking action. And I'm like, okay, we'll see about that. Okay, I'm getting a little nervous, but I believe we balance each other out so much. And the part about validation is so key. I mean, in your marriage, if you don't validate one another, and you don't validate one another in business, oh gosh, I can't even imagine the arguments and there's, it's not to say that Nick and I, we have plenty of disagreements where we are not on the same page. I am polar opposite on one issue and he's polar opposite on a different, but I believe we always come to okay, I have a different brain, you have a different brain, I have a different perception, you have a different perception, I have a different experience, vibe, and feeling about this that I might not be looking at it from your point of view, nor are you. So let's either, I mean, we do have to sometimes agree to disagree, but a lot of the times we do come to terms where, okay, like, let me actually take a step back because you're clearly seeing a blind spot that I don't have. So vice versa, we have each other's blind spots, and it's not too comfortable when we have to tell each other, like, babe, you don't see that, but I do. Like, it's literally in front of you, and I don't know how you don't see that. And it's funny, but I know at the end of the day, if Nick is completely happy, not just in our marriage, but he's happy in his business that he's doing for himself. And here's the thing, guys, we run our businesses together, and then we also have kind of like extensions of our business, kind of like different brands that we're both the face of. I'm the face of the Woman Empowerment and Travel Goddess, and he's the face of Travel Boss. But there's a lot of intricate things that are woven together that I need him and he needs me. And a lot of people probably can't see that behind the scenes action of what's Nick doing? What is Monica doing? You know, but I believe we have a very like holistic and holistic approach where everything is pretty much intertwined, I would say, and really connected with his vision and my vision. And there's been times where, again, I mean, just as a wife, if I see my husband happy in his business and he has clarity and he's just like firing it off and he's got passion and love, well, then keep it going, honey. You got this, you know? And if I can offer a suggestion, that is best. I can't just say something because it doesn't turn out right because it's just not his flow. So that's one thing. Yes, we do work on that, and we're continuing to work because I have a different flow as a woman and he's got a different perspective and a different angle as a man. And that's just something that we can't take from each other. I'm a lot more deep connected. I'm like always trying to like almost like read people's minds and get their feeling and their vibe. And Nick can be like, let's just get to work. I don't got time for this. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. And so sometimes we can, again, we're always there at least to fill in each other's gaps, but validating one another is no different when you're in a marriage than when you're in business for one another. I believe that's why we work so well together. I see couples all too often. It's like, business is separate from the personal, yet there's no way that can ever happen, guys. You come home and there's a lot of things that you unleash on the other person if that's the way that you want to keep it. I don't believe it's actually unhealthy at all to mix your personal and your business, because when you're creating a lifestyle, that's holistic. That's what we do here. That's what we've created. Nick and I have created a life that we don't want to escape from. We actually love to talk about business and our goals and our clients and our students and everyone we're helping with at the dinner table. And we're like, oh my God, wasn't that an amazing call? Oh my gosh, I have this vision for this. That's our life. How is that possible to shut that off when again, for one, we're an online business, so we're at home already. We don't, shut things off. We don't, so those are the things as we've just created a lifestyle business that we don't want to escape from. It's actually an awesome part of our everyday. We can't wait to dive into whatever it is that we have for business, because we're validating one another, and he sees that I'm happy and he pushes and supports me, and I see that he's happy, and awesome, keep going. If we're both kind of like frazzled and dazzled, well, then that's when we have the other person to help us get back on track. We get free coaching from one another, which is pretty awesome. Sometimes we don't always want it. Right, babe? We don't always want the free coaching from one another. Because we are sometimes too close for comfort, right? That friend that's too close. Again, we're not friends, we're married, but sometimes you need a totally different person, a totally different messenger yes. Ladana's like, it's a beautiful thing. You got your rib. Yes. So he is a rib of mine. I'm his rib. I'm his pork chop, whatever you want to call it. And at the end of the day, though, sometimes we are too close to be that messenger for one another. So we do have to bring someone in. And then we're like, babe, I've been telling you that for like 2 months now. You couldn't have just listened to me, but sometimes it's not that easy. It's just a different messenger. But yeah, definitely validation is key in overall your entire life, validating the person that you're in love with, whether that's in business or your marriage or, again, your relationship.
Right on. Yeah, there's sometimes, guys, that, man, I just don't want to hear it. And there's sometimes for her too. For her too, she doesn't want to hear it from me either. And pork chop, lamb chop, sausage, whatever you want to call each other. We're a chop of something, a rib, as LaDonna says. That's awesome. So, guys, I appreciate all of you hopping on today's live stream. If you aren't in the Travel Boss Lifestyle Secrets Facebook group, here is the link right here. It will also be in the description, in the comments, or in the description on the YouTube or whatever platform you'll find it. It will be there. If you aren't in Monica's Travel Goddess, Travel Sage Facebook group, you can add yourself here. Here is the link for you guys. And if you guys have been watching this live with us, we appreciate you. And if you know someone that obviously, you know, might find this beneficial, they might be in business for themselves, they might be in business with a significant other, they might be a family man, a family woman, you know, or they're just an entrepreneur, that this might just give them that guidance or that clarity they need to work with someone that's close to them. And this is what's really awesome. My wife and I get to do this together every single day. And I think it was just phenomenal that I got to bring her on today and share what she had to say, and you know, how to be empowered by a woman, and not just a woman, but a travel goddess. So you can see the link right there. Get in Monica's Facebook group, guys. Again, we appreciate everything that you guys are doing as well. We appreciate you guys following us, liking our stuff, subscribing. If you see us on YouTube, guys, subscribe to our channel. Okay, if you see our post, like it, we'll comment back. We'll like your stuff. Let's all support each other during COVID-19. And guys, happy Thursday. Let's get it going. Appreciate you all, travel bosses in the group, and travel bosses around the world, travel goddesses around the world. We appreciate you. That is it for today, guys. And guys, again, tag your friends, invite your friends to the Facebook group, tell your friends about it, and we'll see you on the next virtual coffee meetup next week, guys. You guys rock. Happy Thursday. Go get it. Anything else, babe?
No, I believe, yeah, keep the door open to magic and breakthroughs. That's all I'll say.
There you go.
See you on the inside.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. See you guys.
Bye.